everyone, so this is like a month and a half too late, but today I'm going to be going over my goals update. So in the beginning of the year I had a 2017 reading resolutions video as well as a top 10 books to read in 2017 video. And so since we're over halfway through the year, I thought I'd give you guys an update on how I'm doing on those resolutions and on those books I need to read. Spoiler alert, I am not reading the books that I'm supposed to be reading, so whoops. So first I'm going to go over the top 10 books that I said I was going to read in 2017. So I have only read 3 out of 10 of those so far. I have read All Souls Trilogy number 2, I have read Vampire Academy number 6, which were 1 and 2 on my list, so at least I read the top 2. And I read Love Letters to the Dead, which was the 10th book on that list. So I've got 3 out of 10, so I've got to read 7 of these with the rest of the year, as well as all the other ones that are on my reading goals list. So it's going to be an interesting 4.5 months. The ones that I still have to read are Just One Year by Gail Forman, the entire Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, and the entire Grisha trilogy. So that's kind of doable. I mean, those 2 trilogies I've heard are really easy to get through because they're like page turners, so I'm anticipating liking those a lot, so I think I'll get through those pretty fast. And then Just One Year is by my favorite author of all time, so like, of course I'm going to get through that fast. So I have high expectations for myself. I think I'll be able to churn those out within the next 4.5-ish months. Actually, wait, it's 3.5 months, isn't it? No worries, I can definitely still do this. Now, as for my reading resolutions update, so I had 8 main resolutions, and I'm going to go through each one and let you guys know how I'm doing on each of them. So the first one was to read less, and that was for reasons like personal reasons. I wanted to get healthier, I wanted to focus on my health, I wanted to see my friends and family more often, and so that's why I decided to have that kind of odd reading resolution that not many people probably have. And technically, I have been reading less. Last year, my reading goal, or I ended up reading 107 books last year. So at this point, I would have read 71 books in the year last year. This year, I've read 57. So I've read less books this year than I have last year, but my reading goal for the year was 33. So I definitely didn't limit myself on how many books I was going to be reading. Even though I'm reading less than I did last year. So I'm kind of succeeding at this, but also kind of failing. My second resolution was to only buy new releases or books that are next in a series that I'm reading. And I have done super well on this. The exception to this was when I went to Powell's bookstore in Portland, because it's Powell's bookstore in Portland, so I had to buy books there, don't be dumb. I have done really well except for that, honestly. I think about last week, I bought a book randomly at a bookstore just because I wanted to be in the bookstore buying a book. But other than that and Powell's, I haven't really strayed from this reading goal, so I'm considering this a success so far. My third challenge was to read more rape culture books, both fiction and nonfiction. I wanted to read 12 this year, so that's 1 a month. I've only read 4 this year. I'm supposed to be at 8 because it's the 8th month of the year, and I wanted to read 1 a month, and I've only read 4. So I am not succeeding at this. I know exactly which ones I want to read. I have like a whole shelf of rape culture books that I can choose from, and I haven't done that, and I really need to do that. It's actually a really important goal to me. It's one of my most personally important goals that's on this list, so I really need to get on that. So if I read like 3 a month for the rest of the month, I can do this. So this is adding to the 7 that I also have to read. Ugh, it's going to be a very bookish last half of the year. My fourth reading resolution was to review at least every other book, and I have reviewed 27 out of 57 books, and this is 47%, so not 50, but it is 47. I am counting this as complete because 47 is damn close to 50, so I'm counting this as being on target. My fifth reading resolution was to read at least 1 book a month out of my TBR jar. This is a big nope. I have done this 4 times this year. Again, there's been 8 months, and so I fail. Number 6 was to do monthly wrap-ups on this channel. I did wrap-ups for the first 3 months of this year, which I will leave a link to in the cards up above, and that's it. So this is a huge nope on my part. I do plan on, when I'm done filming today, tomorrow, I'm going to film a bunch of monthly wrap-ups to make up for all this. So hopefully the next time I update you on my reading resolutions, I will be updated on my wrap-ups. And I really, 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 really plan on doing a catch-up for all of my wrap-ups. My 7th reading resolution was to finish the Vampire Academy series and the All Souls trilogy. I have finished the Vampire Academy series. I read books 5 and 6. I have read book 2 of the All Souls trilogy, so I only have book 3 left. So I am 3 out of 4 done, and I'm considering this a success because I still have 3.5 months to read one of those books. And again, this is just adding to my TBR pile of books I need to read. Oh my god. But I'm considering this a success. And my final reading resolution was to read 4 nonfiction books. I've read 3 so far this year. Definitely on track to do this. I've still got, again, 3 months left to read 1 more nonfiction book, and I think I can definitely do that. So I'm considering that a success as well. So all in all, I have done about half of these reading resolutions I've actually been on track for. Not bad. Not as good as I was hoping, but still not bad. I'm not putting pressure on myself if I don't do all of them. Okay, cat. Okay, that was my cat. There's not an earthquake. He's just hyper for once in his life, and it's adorable. But if I don't finish all these reading resolutions, I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm really happy with my reading year so far. So that is it. You guys should let me know how you guys are doing on any bookish resolutions that you've had this year, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading!